Bob Russo Review, and then Bob Russo with Helen Archer, the Astrologer, here on WPIP. You want to call in? All you have to do is call 973-0111. 973-0111. You give that
Good morning and welcome once again to the Bob Russo Show, coming to you live and in living color from WPIP in the fabulous PIP penthouse right here in Pompano. And today with me is a very lovely, very adorable, sweet, gorgeous predictor, if you will. I never saw anybody so beautiful be able to make predictions. Usually they're unpredictable. But Helen Archer is here with me this morning, and she'll be with us in a few moments, and we'll get right into the astrology bit, and she'll be able to read the stars and tell you what's going to happen in this world of ours, and also, if you'd like to call in, what's going to happen to you. And I'm sure that's what you want to know, because last week when Helen was here, everybody called in and wanted to know what about themselves. So we're going to get into a few worldly things first, and then we'll take your phone calls at 973-0111. So if you have a dream pending, and if you'd like to know what's going to happen in the near future, just stay tuned, okay? And to open things up, here's Ray Conniff and The Impossible Dream. Isn't that appropriate? Oh. I did like that song. The Impossible Dream, Ray Conniff. Okay, let's do some business, and then we will bring Helen to the microphone. Listen.
Loman's Plaza at Palm Air in Pompano Beach presents their second annual sidewalk.
Once again, Helen Archer was with me last week. I believe it was last Thursday or Wednesday, I forget. Really doesn't matter. But we had such a great response that we decided to invite Helen back, and she's here today gracing our studios. Good morning, Helen Archer. Welcome once again to the Bob Russo Show.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
And you look as lovely as ever. Don't you look as lovely as ever?
I try.
You try. You don't have to try much. We're going to take, I see the phones are already lighting up, but hang in there. I've answered the phone a couple of times and no one is there. I don't know why you people call and then hang up. But please hold on and we'll get to you in a moment. First of all, I'd like to ask Helen some questions and get right into the worldly problems, because apparently when you people call, you just want to know what's going to happen to yourself. But I'm more interested in what's going to happen to the world. And I think we spoke about this last week when we went to visit Robbie at the hospital, and I asked you about the baseball strike, and you said what? When's it going to be over?
I said that it probably won't be over till the 18th of July.
Mm-hmm. Well, it looks like so far you're right. It isn't over yet, so we get, about 28 days to go. Are you saying it will be over on that date, or it won't be over before that date?
Well, to be more specific, anytime between the 12th and the 18th, they should start playing ball again.
Between the 12th and the 18th of July?
Or, maybe by the 12th they'll reach an agreement and it'll take 6 days and then they'll start the games again. But I think by the 18th or 19th of July, you should have some more ball games.
My goodness, you really nailed yourself down, don't you?
I aim to be specific.
Okay, I'm gonna write that down. July 12th to 18th. And we'll check this out next month. Okay, now President Ronald Reagan, as you know, I'm sure, every 20 years that a president has been elected, in fact, every year ending with a 0 with his election, the president usually dies in office. Is this going to occur again, even though we've just had an attempt at his life? Is that it, or will there be another tragedy?
In March of 1980, I wrote my article for the July 1980 American Astrology magazine, and I said Ronald Reagan would win the presidency and that whoever would win would not last in office. And from looking at George Bush's chart, it would seem that towards the end of 1982, it's possible that he might become president. However, as we said last week, this time the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction, which occurs every 20 years, is in the sign Libra, as opposed to the Earth signs that it has been in for 200 years. So I don't know if this would mean an actual death of a president as much as just his being unable to handle the duties of office.
Uh-huh. In other words, what you're saying, he might not die in office, but he might not stay in office.
Right.
So he will not, in other words, serve a second term.
He won't serve a second term, and he might not finish out
The
this
first
present
one,
term.
for one reason or another.
Right.
Okay. How about gambling? We've had a lot of tourism has dropped 30% in Florida in the last year, and it seems to be getting worse. And Atlantic City is doing well, and I understand that Brooklyn, New York is putting in gambling, and of course Vegas has had it for quite a while. But what are the chances for us getting gambling down here in South Florida?
I think the chances are very good within the next 3 years. After November 28th, when the planet Jupiter goes into Scorpio, it suggests large amounts of money, possibly underground money or hidden money, and gambling could very well be voted in if there's an election during that 3-year period.
And which 3-year period?
From November of 81 to November of 84.
I believe gambling has to be approved by the state, doesn't it?
I think it has to be approved by the voters.
But it's a statewide thing.
Right.
I see. So we'd have to have the whole state. The problem has been that the people down here vote for it, but the rest of the state doesn't. And apparently there's been enough of those to throw it off. Okay, what about the Mideast? We have a real quagmire out there. What's going to happen over there?
The events over there are just starting. The next 7 years will have some type of religious revolution in the Middle East, and after the 7 years is over, probably it'll be all reorganized and we won't know the countries the way they are now.
Will that result in some sort of an international holocaust? Or are we going to have a world war on account of that? Or?
Well, I think in today's world, being so small, it's hard for any country not to be involved in some way with fighting in any other part of the world. I don't think we'll see the fighting come over here. It'll probably stay in that area, but we'll all be involved by sending weapons and advisors and whatever over there to help out.
How about nuclear war? Will that come about because of the unstable situation over there?
I don't think so.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm glad to hear you say that. I think we were discussing also that communism is on the decline, and so is capitalism. What do you have to say about those two philosophies of government?
Capitalism is going to receive a burst of energy and renewed profitability next year and for the next 3 years, which also relates to a positive economy for the United States and Britain. However, the communist bloc is going to start disintegrating by December of 1983, and that will be a 21-year cycle in which we'll probably start with Poland and Yugoslavia. And the fact that the communists are now in the Middle East, where they will be defeated there within this 7-year revolution,